Okay, I'm on to the next step in the process of doing this axe for my friend. I'm going further than I normally do with this project just because of the aesthetic that he and I are trying to achieve. So I'm going to cold blue this axe, and hopefully when it's all said and done, it's going to come out the way we are hoping. Get this darn thing open. It's very important that you clean any parts that you're wanting to cold blue very, very well. You can use acetone. It's what most cold blue manufacturers recommend. Parch cleaner works really well. I just don't have that on me right now. Alcohol works. But once you think it's clean, clean it again. Make sure it is completely clean. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this real quick, and then we'll start cold bluing it. Still coming out dirty. And I think that might just be some rust that's coming off of it. Normally when I cold blue tools, they're completely clean. But like I said, because of the aesthetic that we're going for on this, I didn't completely get all the rust off, because I'm hoping that that's going to be part of the aged look. Well, we'll find out. It is definitely getting there. Okay, on to the cold blue. Let that air dry a little bit. That's one nice thing about acetone is it, and parch cleaner, it evaporates very quickly, so you don't have to worry about drying it back off. One thing that I'm going to tell you, so my best friend is a gunsmith, and he's been a gunsmith for as long as I've known him, which is over 20 years. He grew up in his grandfather's gun shop, and he knows quite a bit. I've used 5 different cold bluing solutions. They all work a little bit differently. Some work better depending on the material, the different metallurgy, different temperings, things of that nature. Different cold blues will work better than others. My best friend, who's a gunsmith, has in his drawer at any given moment 5 or 6 different formulas of cold blue, because the screws may blue differently than a receiver or something of that nature. If it doesn't take like you want, then you just have to play with it. One thing that not all manufacturers put this on the bottle, but 3 out of the 5 that I have used warn against cross-contamination. So they don't want you dipping back into the bottle. Do what you want to do, but 3 out of the 5 manufacturers have recommended that, and the gunsmith that I know that does this for a living also recommends against it. You may not notice any difference in your outcome, but from what I understand is it shortens the life of your product. So I have poured some cold blue solution into this little cup here. I really like using the sponge because it holds a lot of fluid, and so that's what I'm using. I've had good results with it. I'm not worried about getting cold blue up here because it's gonna come off. I'm gonna go ahead and do that though, so you can see the difference on how the finish turns out. If you highly polish an area, it turns out a different blue than the rest of the parts that aren't highly polished. One thing about the sponge is that, like I said, it holds a lot of fluid, and you can just flood the area with solution. So I'm going to blue this and then show it to y'all. Show you the next step in the process, that is. I've used cold blue on a lot of things. Hammers, wrenches, pliers. I did a picaroon. I've done an entire vise. And one cool thing about the cold bluing is if you don't like the way it turns out, just hit it with a wire wheel or something like that. It'll come right off. Okay, I'm going to go rinse this off with water. This particular manufacturer, that's what they recommend. Some of them say you can neutralize the cold blue with oil. So I'm just going to follow the recommended manufacturer's recommendations. I'm going to go wash it off with water, and I will be right back. So I truly hope that y'all were able to see what I was doing. I've got my camera up on the desk, so it's kind of hard to get it positioned where y'all can see everything. The next step that I'm going to do, I don't know if y'all can see how blotchy this looks. Take some ultrafine steel wool and some oil and blend it. Don't have to use a lot of pressure, just rub it in there. Kind of blends it in. So I'm going to finish blending it and wipe it down, let y'all see it. And if it's not what I want, then I will repeat the process. All right, let me wipe it down. Reach back behind y'all real quick and get some paper towels. All right, I've got that wiped down. If you can see the difference in the before and after of blending it with the steel wool. But my next thing is I'm going to clean it with acetone again, and I'm going to repeat the process. I'm not going to make y'all watch that, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, I have cleaned the head again with acetone, and I'm going to apply another portion of cold blue to it. I don't know if y'all can see the cold blues are turning colors. That's because I'm cross-contaminating this and not that. If you were cross-contaminating into your bottle, that would be happening in your bottle. Again, we live in a free country still, and you do what you want. A lot of people may think that I'm going a little crazy with this axe head, but this is going to be his hot rod. It's what he wants. And so I'm obliging, and I think it's going to be cool. You do what you want. You want to paint it green or purple, makes you happy, you do it. Now, if you had enough cold blue solution to submerge it, that's the best. Like I will do screws and submerge them in the product, and almost instantly they're black as can be. Well, I guess I should say a dark enough hue that it looks black. Okay, I'm going to wash it off, hit it with the steel wool and oil again, and then I'll get back with y'all and let y'all see what it looks like. Alright, I've washed it off, and now I'm going to rub that oil back into it. And I'm just using any oil. You can use cooking oil, whatever you want. I've used grapeseed oil, I've used all kinds of stuff. I've used motor oil. So buffing it in with the oil and steel wool helps blend it. Some people prefer just to buff it with out the oil. That's the whole process and the whole point of a lot of this, is trying and learning new things. Don't take what I tell you for gospel. I will tell you that I have researched everything that I've told you, and that's why I do it the way I do. But research it on your own. Try your own thing. If you don't get the results that you want from what I've suggested, do something different. And again, normally if I cold blue an item, I have completely taken all the rust off and completely degreased it. I did not remove all the rust from this simply because I'm trying to acquire a different look, and hopefully leaving some of that rust and some of the imperfections will help me acquire or achieve that. The acetone's already dry on this rag. I have a problem using that on here. There it is. Next step is I'm going to start hanging this thing. So y'all stay tuned. I will probably start working on that tomorrow. Tomorrow or the next day. Tomorrow's a holiday, and I'm probably going to spend most of the day with my wife. So Tuesday, I will start hanging this. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy your holiday, and we'll catch you later.